Hello everyone and welcome back to Cheap Seats Gaming. I am Scott, and today's video we are back at it again with MLB Power Pros 2008 and your Jacksonville Pelicans. Today's video is our half-season special post-All-Star video. I talked about this on last video where we kind of wanted to go over stuff from the first half, go over standings, maybe some individual stats, go over the roster for you guys and what to look forward to in the second half. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that stuff here today. Before we get started, guys, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Always happy to have you guys on. For the folks that have been here and have been going through this whole process with me since the beginning, I appreciate you guys always sticking around. Happy to have you. And we're going to go ahead and start today's video. So we are at the halfway point, if you will, of the season. And my controller's not working. There it goes. Now we're good. My battery almost died. I had to plug it in and it reset. 90 plus games into the season, a little over halfway to go. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the standings. And we'll take a look at the American League Central, which is where we were playing. And we have a commanding lead as we start the second half of the Chicago White Sox. 14 games up, 17 apiece up on the Indians and Tigers. The Royals and Twins are nowhere to be found as they're bringing up the rear. So a pretty commanding lead for us as we're playing close to 700 ball. So after a rocky start, after we made all the trades and got the draft and got some guys into better positions, we've just been hammering everybody. So playing a lot of good baseball and hoping to keep it up through the second half. American League West is the next division we'll look at. The Angels have the lead over the Mariners by 5, the Astros by 8. American League East, the Yankees lead the East by 10. The Rays have some work to do if they want to try and catch the Yankees. Blue Jays and Orioles and Red Sox pretty close to being out of it, and the Red Sox are going to have to play some the Rays are going to have to play some incredible ball if they want to catch the Yankees. So that division looking like it's just about wrapped up. We'll take a look at the National League. This is the closest division of all of them, the National League West. Just 8 games separates first from 6th. Anybody's division to have, and we'll see how that unfolds over the second half. The Central here, the only team that looks like it doesn't really have a shot here is the Pirates. The Cubs 7 games back, a little sketchy for them. Reds and Cardinals, everyone kind of there, but everyone's going to be chasing the Brewers here in the second half if they want to win the division. And a little bit of surprise in the East with the Marlins leading the division. 60 wins for the Fish. Mets and Phillies in second and third place, trailing by 6 and 8. The Braves an outside chance to catch up at 9 out, and the Nationals are waiting for Labor Day. Well, it won't be Labor Day, but they're already waiting for the 1st of October to roll around so they can start heading on vacation at 28 games out back. They need a minor miracle to get back into this thing. So those are the standings, overall American League standings. Pelicans in best record in the American League, and also the best record in baseball over the Marlins by 5 games. The Yankees 8 and the Angels 9. So that's where we stand as far as standings go. We can look at player stats for the season. So here we go. I got to sort it by innings pitched or else the ERA doesn't sort right. So you see the leaders here. The blue indicates best on the team. Green, 106 innings pitched despite having the worst ERA stamina of any of our starters. So that's pretty awesome that he's 106 innings pitched already. He's second at 99, and those 2 top guys also own the best ERAs on the staff at 2.71 and 3.21. Pelfrey down here at 3.36. So off to a good start of those 3 guys. Everyone else is so-so. Eldridge had his ERA up over 4. He's gotten it down to 3.23, so he's done a good job climbing back, getting that ERA down. He leads. What do we get? Oh, it's because I'm not up high enough. Here we go. He leads the team and wins with 10. Green and Hughes both have 8. Somehow Stratton is 4th with 7. He hasn't pitched in forever, and somehow he still has 7. He came into relief in a lot and won a lot of games in relief, so that's why he's got 7. So that's where we are there with that. Saves-wise, Eldridge leads the team. Pearsall's second after he lost the closing role to Eldridge. So a good job by those guys. We'll take a look at some key batting statistics. We have guys with higher batting averages here. Fields, French. French doesn't play a lot anymore. They just don't have the qualifying at bats yet. But eventually, Fields will be up here. But Velarde technically leads the team in average, followed by Oviedo, Cabrera, Markakis at 30-45. Doubles, we get a lot of extra base hits. Callaway, Markakis, Smitherman, and Fields all over 30. Callaway at 45. I cheated and looked ahead. Callaway's 45 leads all of Major League Baseball. So he's ahead there. He leads the league there in doubles. Home runs, no surprises here. Markakis, 31 bombs in the first half, and he didn't even come over to us until the end of April or May, and he only had like 2 or 3 home runs, so most of those hit with us. And down the list for the rest of the guys, 93 RBI for Markakis leads the team. Callaway 82, Fields 71. Lots of offense from the middle of this lineup. Excuse me, guys, my throat's a little dry. Final category, stolen bases. It's Velarde and everybody else. Melky's got 15, but those guys are the fastest guys on the team. Haven't really been able to steal bases with any of the lower guys. Been playing a lot of good catchers with good arms. Don't really want to get them thrown out. So that's why that is where it is. So we'll take a look at where our guys are in terms of the league as a whole. So here's your ERA leaders. We'll start with that. He's second in all of baseball to Pedro at 2.71. So we'll see if maybe Pedro has a couple of really bad starts and Key stays consistent if he can win an ERA title if he's really close. Green down the list a little ways at 3.21. Don't know if he'll be able to get back into that race or not. Wins-wise, Key's tied for 5th with 10. Ben Sheets leads MLB with 12. Let's see who leads the league in losses. Kevin Millwood, Brandon Webb, really. Levon Hernandez, Boof Bonzer, all with 10 losses. That's pretty bad. Your saves leader is JJ Putz, 1 behind him. Look who's there. Eldridge with 24. And he didn't even start closing until sometime in May. So Eldridge really rocking the position. Sitting there pretty at second in the league in saves. So an awesome job by him. Somehow Chris Ray leads the league in holds. I don't know how. He's usually a disaster when he comes on the mound. But somehow managing to rack up those holds. So those are the key categories we want to take a look at. So now let's move on to the roster individually here. First thing I want to address here is fatigue. The All-Star break wiped out all our fatigue. You'll see the fatigue meter. Most of those guys, it was pretty full. So now what we could do is I've got a rest regimen for these guys to make sure that they're not getting overly fatigued as the second half rolls along. And I want to share that with you guys here. So let me pull this. I started making this video before and then this didn't work. So I went back and tested it and it worked. So if it doesn't work now, we're just going to have to go without it. So here we go. Let's pull this up. And there we go. So you guys will see my note here on the rest schedule. This is how we're going to keep everybody fresh. Every 10 days, everybody's going to get a day off. So what you'll see here in this group right here from here down, those are our everyday starters, defense, and the group that they're going to rest in. Defensive left sides are our left fielder, third base, shortstop. Right side, right field first, second, first. Our defensive middles are center fielder, catcher, and DH. So their next day off would be these days right here where they're just going to sit down and not play. This fitness practice, they'll start the day before they sit down and the day they sit on the bench. This is what will help with their fatigue. We bought the hot dog about a month ago to help get fatigue down. So I'm hoping that it's not going to bring it down to 0, but at least it should make it manageable to the point where guys aren't exhausted, after the first 6 weeks of the second half. and then we just can't get there. And this will also help with playing condition as well, keeping those guys not blue and purple for so long. There's a couple other categories here. Our starting catcher. I'm trying to keep it realistic where Yamanaka has every 5th day off. So, but he won't get any fitness practice until he rests in his rest group. Excuse me. So he'll have every 5th day off, and Barnwell will start twice a week. Bench players will rest on their last day when they're filling in, and the day after when they're back on their bench. And then starting pitchers and bullpen will get their rest the day after for a couple of days. And everyone will have 2 days of fitness practice to help get their fatigue down, so everybody's not dragging their rear ends during the second half when we're fighting to get their playing condition up. So that stuff should all take care of itself. This is my main note, guys, where I keep track of transactions and all that fun stuff, so you guys get to see that in just a little bit. So now that we've covered that, let's go back over here and take a look at the roster. And let me come over here. And we'll look at our pitching staff first. A couple changes we made here. We're flip-flopping Pelfrey and Green. I'm sorry, flip-flopping Pelfrey and Hughes. Hughes had a bunch of rough outings. I mentioned more than a few times that Hughes came over to us from the Yankees with an ERA of 8. He's got it down just a hair under 6, but he's been very uneven. So we're going to move him down from 3 to 4. Pelfrey will pitch behind Green. So your top 3 will be Key, Green, and Pelfrey. On that top of that rotation, Hughes and McDaniel will be the back end starters for the rotation for the second half. Geddes has kind of earned himself the swingman spot. Pitched pretty good, coming in some minor relief roles and filling in, so he will start the second half as our swingman. And you'll take a look at the middle relief here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up our roster so you guys can take a look at it. Pull this up. So there you go. There's the spreadsheet I used for the roster, and on the bottom here is our pitching staff. Let me scroll it down a little bit so it's in the middle of the screen. Here's our starting staff, and here is our bullpen staff. Eldridge, our closer. Kami and Chris Ray are going to be our primary setup guys for the second half. They'll be responsible for pitching mainly the 7th and 8th innings. Kami has probably got the edge to pitch the 8th inning on most days. He's been awesome since being an undrafted free agent. Chris Ray a little up and down, but I want to go lefty-righty, so that gives me that kind of flexibility as well. So those will be our primary 7th, 8th inning guys. Behind them, Hermanson, Arthur, and Wasserman will come in and pitch the 6th inning. They'll also pitch the 7th. If Ray or Cameo needs a rest, they'll fill in. But those guys will mostly pick up the mid-innings earlier in the ball game before we get to the high-leverage situations and get us down here as our swingman. And if these guys are all tired, Geddes will come in and he will relieve earlier in the ball game, like in the 6th inning, if our pitch starters can only get through 5. So that is that for the pitching staff. So we'll jump back over to the game here now that we got that, and we will take a look at the lineup. The lineup's not going to change. It's the same exact thing it's been since the draft ended. Velarde, Cabrera, Markakis, Fields, Callaway, Nolan, Smitherman, Yamanaka, Oviedo. Duff and Martin will our backup infielders. Tankers is our 4th outfielder. And Barnwell will back up Yamanaka. So no changes to any of this. This will excuse me. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me grab a sip of water. Oh, it's been sitting on my desk for a while. I hope it's still good. So that will be our lineup going forward for the rest of the season. So I'm going to pull the roster back up here for you guys. And we'll take a look at it here. So this is how I have my depth chart broken down. Here's your infielders. I know I have Smitherman listed as an infielder, but he's been playing outfield for most of the since we traded for Fields and Callaway, he's been playing left field. So I kind of have him as a third baseman left fielder. Here's our catching depth and our outfield depth. And you can also see how I have everything listed out. I have everybody's age, position, how they bat and throw, trajectory, connect, their power, speed, so on down the line, and all their ratings. Same thing with my starters. Position, starter 1, 2, 3, 4 down the line, how they throw left to right, how hard they throw, the control, stamina ratings, breaking ball 1, 2, 3, 4. DCB is like a 6 to 12 curveball, 2-seam fastball, curveball, slider. You guys get the idea. So that's how I keep track of that. The other thing we want to touch on here, guys, is player growth and how guys have kind of grown a little bit here, and that's what these two tabs are here. Let's look at this first, though. This is AAA. These are the guys that we currently have in AAA. Some of these guys we've seen this year. Most of these guys we haven't, especially the infielders. Rushford, Short, High Pass, Bannister, Eldridge. Some plans moving forward for a couple of these guys. Might see a few of these guys September call-ups. We'll see. Most of these pitchers we've seen at some point this year, but these guys are just kind of sitting in AAA for now. So this is the practice schedule that I have for everyone. And this is how I keep track of player growth. And you can see, we'll go with Smitherman since he's up here. This is what they're practicing. This is their goal. This is when they're done with this. This is what they'll practice after. And I'm spilling the beans on myself a little bit here because you can assign new positions in the off season. So that's a little bit down the road. I meant to kind of blur that out so you guys couldn't see it, but I busted myself on that one. So we'll worry about that once the off season hits. And over here is how much the player has improved over the course of the season. Smitherman's been practicing run speed. His speed's +2. So right now, let's see, Smitherman is an 8. So he started the season as a 6. So he's already up to an 8. So you can see down the line, it's mostly a lot of run speed because that's the easiest thing. These connect values, these are just all from us getting hits. Nobody is actively practicing that. That's just from everybody having a high average. That has managed to go up. Same thing with these two power numbers from Markakis and Fields from hitting all those home runs. Their power has gone up, as well as, well, Velarde's speed has, and he stole so many bases. I thought his speed rating went up. It didn't. So that's how I track all that. You'll notice the ones that are a little bit sparse are the ones that are out here. That's a 3-for-1 practice, and it takes a long time to build fielding practice. So on some of these guys, we're starting to see a lot of guys get close to improving. So soon this should start filling in a little bit more with the guys who are practicing fielding. Pitcher growth, you can see it's all kind of right here because this is where we got the equipment, and this is where most of our guys, excuse me, this is what most of the guys are practicing is control. So that's why this is all kind of concentrated here. Few guys practicing stamina, including Green. We're trying to get him up, you can see, to a 130. And the same thing with Asensio, he's 18. So these guys are trying to get their stamina up. One breaking ball, and that's Arthur. He's got a slider +1. And you can see where everybody is practicing secondary and off-season, what I am planning on doing, adding pitches or things of that nature. But like I say, guys, that is a little bit down the line. So now that we've taken a look at that, I think that's really all I kind of wanted to cover, I think. Let me make sure. Let me pull this back up here. All right. So now we'll go back here a little bit, and last thing here is all our practices. I went and we had a level 1 running practice. I went and got a level 2, trying to get these guys their speed up a little bit quicker than I normally would because I made some changes to future plans I had for guys. So we're going to try and get that going, as you can take a look and see all the guys practicing here and getting ready to become better players. I guess a better word, the only term I could think of at that point. But I think that's it for the half-season report, guys. We're ready to rock and roll for the second half. That video will be tomorrow as we will take on the White Sox. I guess we'll pull up the schedule here. 2 quick ones against the White Sox, 2 quick ones against the Astros. And then for the first time in a long time, we'll be home. Haven't had a home game in forever, so 4 more on the road, and then we'll come home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I don't miss a day. Sunday will be our first home game in quite a long time. So that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the half-season roster or reset half-season special. Now that you guys have kind of wanted to give you guys a glimpse of the roster, see where we're at, take a look at everybody's rating. Until then, guys, everybody have a good one. And we'll be back here tomorrow to start the second half against the Chicago White Sox. And if you all haven't done so already, make sure you're liking and subscribing the videos. Hit that thumbs up. And we will see you guys tomorrow to start the second half. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you then.